I tried to talk to you, I think for at least 10 or 11 years. I tried to make an interview.
Really?
It never happened.
Why?
For one or the other reason, I don't know.
Eventually.
I always have to do an introduction. So, hello and welcome to an interview that I'm very much looking forward to, because it took me quite a while to get this person here, and it's not just a person, it's a real legend. So I'm downright nervous. Hello and welcome, Alan Parsons.
Nice to see you.
Good to have you. And how do you react when people would come up to you and go like, "Well, you're a legend"? Is it something you like, or is it something you go, "Oh, no"?
Of course, it's nice to be given accolades and appreciated, but a legend, nah, not a legend, not a legend.
But you recently won a Grammy.
Yes,
right?
That was nice. Yeah.
That was nice. So this is something you would go like, yeah, I
mean, it's about time. I mean, 13 nominations, and then I win one for the first time after that.
Good. You have a new record out. That's what we hear, basically. The Secret. Now, I could go down right to the point and ask, what is the secret?
It's a secret. I can't tell you. No. All magic tricks have a secret, and that's essentially what the album is about. It's about magic.
You like magic?
Yeah, I've always liked magic, and it's been a passion since I was a boy. Just cards, coins.
No,
I wish
you could do a magic trick for us. If you have one, you don't think about it.
Maybe if you're a very good boy.
What is? As for me, magic,
The camera would have to get closer, because it would be. It wouldn't look good from here.
And I don't understand the dumbest trick when it comes to magic. You would have to explain it to me. Still, I know it's a trick. Does this fascination for magic just not go away one time when you go like, okay, it's all tricks?
So, some people, and magicians included, when they find out the secret, it's a disappointment. You think, oh, that was the secret, that was the trick, and for that reason, there's this code that magicians have. They never reveal the secret unless they give it away inadvertently, or.
Okay.
And the other rule is never do the same trick twice, in case they see through it the second time.
How good would you say? How would you judge yourself being a magician?
A rank beginner. I mean, there's some incredible talent in magic. It really is, and for me, it's just a hobby.
How did you translate and conform all this magic into music?
Well, it's actually pretty easy. I mean, you just have to take words like misdirection and sleight of hand and incorporate them into lyrics. It's pretty easy.
When did you have the idea to go like, your last record?
I think I probably had the idea maybe 20 years ago, but never actually did it.
But how come that you are doing it now? How did you know that it's the right time to do that now?
I still don't. This might sell 10 copies. I don't know. But I'm hoping that it's going to do well. I'm very proud of it. It's been a long time since I made a record. So
exactly. Yeah.
That's your next question: is why did you wait so long?
Can you answer that?
I've been doing other things. I've been producing other artists. I've been doing a lot of live shows. I wrote a DVD series and presented it, educational DVD series. It's called The Art and Science of Sound Recording. And there's a book that goes with that too, so we had to take care of that. Just not really feeling the time was right to make another record. The previous album was an experiment with electronica called A Valid Path, and it was commercially not very successful, so that was a disappointment. So
is that part obviously from the money? Is that still something you consider, like if it's commercially successful? Because most of the artists you talk to, you go like, it's got to sound good for me, and I'm done with it, and it's all good, and whatever happens, happens. So I don't know.
Well, it is my livelihood. I mean, if a record is not successful, then why am I making a record? So.
Okay.
But playing live is a safer occupation because we know that there's an audience for that. People always want to come and listen to the hits.
You're someone who I've learned, I guess, enjoys producing and being in the studio as well as playing live as much.
I'm more at home in the studio. I mean, I've got used to being on a stage now, but when I first started, I just thought, why am I here? I'm not really a musician. I'm just a 3-chord guitar guy.
Well, that was a little bit underestimated, but still.
Well, no, but I'm no virtuoso. So, but I surround myself with people who are. So that's. I've had some really great musicians play live with me, and I'm just, I'm just the guy in the background. I prefer to be in the background, just like I prefer to be on the other side of the glass in the studio.
Okay. Well, since you're going to be here live shortly, how much new material can you present live?
Well, we don't want to. It's always been a joke. You start playing new songs and they go off and get a drink, But no, it's been okay. We've been playing 4 songs.
All right.
In the show. Good. And we're opening with a new song as well, so, which is quite a challenge, quite risky. You walk on, I wave hi, and then we play a new song, and they go, huh? But it works. It's fine.
Yeah, I think so too. They know what they get, I think. Do you invited a couple of people, some guest stars on your record on this one, and it's funny because I hardly know a guy like Jason Mraz. How did Jason Mraz heard of you before?
Oh yeah.
Because this generation gap that
it is an interesting generation gap. He actually told me that he was in a baby seat in the back of his mother's car, listening to Eye in the Sky, and he loved it. And when he heard the song that he sings, Miracle, he said, "It sounds like it could have been on Eye in the Sky." He said it's just perfect.
How did you get to choose him?
I met him through a neighbor of mine who grows coffee on a farm. And Jason was interested in growing coffee as well, because he grows fruit. He has a farm, and I have a farm. So, and we got on really well. And I just heard when Miracle was recorded, the backing track in the studio, I said, maybe I'll call Jason Mraz. It just might suit him. And then, oh my God, he loved it. He said, I would love to do it.
What about Lou Gramm? He sings on your new single.
Yeah. I've still never met him. Isn't that weird? I mean, he's on my album, and I've never actually met him face to face.
I would think that you guys are old buddies from way back then.
And I knew Mick Jones.
Okay.
And I think his son is now a very famous record producer. Is it Mark Ronson?
Might be.
It was. An introduction that came from my guitar player, Jeff Coleman, because they've done some gigs together.
Okay.
He was at a studio in Rochester, New York, and I was in Santa Barbara, and we just did it at a distance over the internet. But it went great. He's a great singer, I mean, no question.
Yeah. Oh, great number, You still, you produce so many people, and you have so much experience with everything coming to a studio and coming to producing and editing and everything. Is it, or was it hard for you, or is it still hard for you to keep up with the equipment that's being released for studios? Are you interested? Are you a technical guy? You got to be a technical guy.
I take an interest in the new technology, but I still work as I always did with an assistant. Just in the days of analog tape, it would be the tape operator. Now the tape operator is much has a much bigger job because he has to understand computers and Pro Tools and all this stuff.
Yeah.
But I have a great assistant who does all the Pro Tools stuff, and I just sit at the console, push the faders up and down, move the mics, all that stuff. But the assistant is very important these days, and he's the one who is more likely to research new technology. Mm-hmm. Every week there's a new set of what we call plugins, which is, you know, it's something you click on the screen and then you'll have some new effect that you hadn't heard before. So sometimes it's worth investigating these things. Sometimes you just stick to the old principles. You know.
Doesn't it lose the kind of magic you might have when you really, you know, discover a new sound? There you go, like, oh, this is interesting, I want to do this. Because then it's all just pre-produced in there.
Yeah, I mean, there was, in the old days, there was a certain magic in just fighting to get a sound, you know, just trying to find something new. Yeah. I mean, it's very easy to find something new now. You just look through the plugins and see what distortion or echo or repeat or whatever it is that you're looking for. But generally speaking, I think sometimes simplicity is good. I mean, there's a few effects on the tracks on the album, but generally speaking, it's just the song, the singer, the orchestration, you know, so on.
Was it better in the early days?
What was what better? The
recording songs, making music.
I still enjoy it as much as I always did, but I haven't changed the way that I work. I still work the same way. Essentially, get 3, 4, 5 people in the studio together, working on a song, on an arrangement. Not a click track, then a bass, then a drum loop, then you know, it's all. I like to get the feel of the song by the band interacting with each other.
Do you have the band that's recorded in the studio with you live? Is it the same band?
It's the same band, yeah. And all the band members contributed to the songwriting too.
Oh, all right. So it's the Alan Parsons project.
Well, no, it's been getting a lot of publicity lately that there is another band trying to use my name.
Really?
And it's all the people I used to work with. It's the session guys, you know. They're calling themselves the original Alan Parsons band. But it's nothing to do with me. So, you know. So there's lawyers and copyright issues to deal with.
I'm sorry. What can we expect?
I mean, I wish them well, but they can't use my name.
Oh, really? I see the point.
Yeah. I mean, they can use my name, but in the correct context, not. But you know, they're just, the promoters and the concert goers will believe that I'm part of it, and I'm not.
So they should name themselves the original Alan Parsons band without Alan Parsons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's completely accurate. Yeah.
What can we expect live? Except for Dungeons, Dragons and Fireworks, the usual.
I can't afford Dungeons, Dragons and Fireworks, I'm afraid. I'm hoping that we might, at some point this year, incorporate some magic illusion.
Okay.
You know, because I think it's appropriate for the new record.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But essentially the show has always been the hits. You know, I mean, if we don't play Eye in the Sky, they're going to ask for their money back.
I see that, yeah. You, over your whole career, you worked with so many people, and you produced so much music that is now, you know, again, legendary almost. Is there anybody where you go like, no, I wouldn't want to work with this person again? That was too annoying, exhausting, to anything.
I do regret that I only did one album with Pink Floyd.
You regret that?
Yeah.
Although you had so much work with that.
It got a lot of recognition, that's for sure. But I do wish that we'd done one more record. or at least one more record.
Why
I did three. Well, because my career as a producer was happening then. I had a hit with Pilot, with Cotton Rebel, with John Miles, and it just didn't make sense for me to work with them for a salary, which is what they offered. But if they'd offered me a royalty, maybe I would have thought twice about it. But it was talked about, but never actually offered.
It's so hard, and I think I never met anyone who actually worked with the Beatles. Just
now you have.
But just out of curiosity, how was working with the Beatles? I mean, I've met one person who saw the Beatles live. That was the only thing I ever encountered. What is it like to work?
But it was I mean, the first meeting was very intimidating. I walked into the room and it was at Apple in Savile Row, the basement studio at Apple.
Yeah.
And all four Beatles, George Martin, Glyn Johns, Linda Eastman, Yoko Ono, all in that room. And I was like, hello, I'm Alan. I've come to help be your tape operator, So, presumably with a bright red face,
Did you get more of a natural feel the longer you worked with them?
I was still in training during the Beatle period. I was still very new to the game, and even when Abbey Road came along, which was the following summer after the Let It Be sessions, I never really felt I knew them, because I was the guy with the tape machine, on the other side of a glass. So.
Yeah, very funny. Max and Martin.
We can just start talking much louder.
Yeah, that's good. The camera is still rolling. Hi, everybody. The Red Hot Chili Peppers are not that good anymore.
Maybe they can't isolate this room for them.
No, I think they Hey.
Turn it down, right?
Yeah, they turn it down.
Cool.
Good, you're dominant. But then, from the Beatles, where you like earned your credits, you moved on to Pink Floyd, and then I think when you got into Pink Floyd, you helped them working. I think you must come in with a whole different attitude. You weren't a beginner anymore.
No, I wasn't. I mean, there was a fair passage of time. That was 3 years. I mean, the Beatles were 69, Floyd was 72.
Yeah.
So I learnt I served my apprenticeship.
So did you go and go like, David? No, you don't do this.
No, I wouldn't. I would never have done that. But I made a couple of suggestions, which were incorporated. I told them I had recorded some clocks for the intro for Time, and I recommended Claire Torrey to sing Great Gig in the Sky. They didn't know who she was. So they do now. Oh yes. She's actually earning money on the record now.
Now?
No.
She didn't do back then?
No.
Oh.
£35 session fee.
All right.
So, and I got £35 a week. plus overtime. Yeah.
Which must have been a lot. What was the hardest song that you had to write for yourself?
The hardest song to write?
People, when you look at the big hits like, Don't Answer Me, and even Eye in the Sky, they look very easy. They're very, very easy to listen at, or to listen to. But were they easy to write?
I give more credit to Eric for the songwriting.
Okay.
I mean, I would sometimes take the song and rip it apart and change this, change that, put it back together again. I remember Silence and I took a very long time to get that right.
Okay.
Ammonia Avenue, the same. Just a little bit of a fight to get what I was looking for. Yeah. But we got it in the end. It was good, and it's really nice to play Silence and I live with orchestra.
Yeah.
We've been doing that quite a bit lately.
How long did it take you to write this one?
It really took as long as it took to record. I mean, it was about a year in the making.
All right.
And at the beginning, when we started making the album, there were no songs. There were just no songs. So we just started talking to each other and coming up with ideas, and just a real collaboration. You know, it's good.
All right. I think I have no more questions left to ask you. I mean, I have 1,000 questions left to ask you. Don't worry about that, but
I think we're running out of time.